This podcast is brought to you by The Pod Tower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show.
I am man-bot. Zoom.
Is that Man-Bot's special catchphrase that he uses when he flies away?
Yeah.
Zoom. It's very, very basic, very nothing. Oh no, it's Man-Bot. Not Man-Bat, but and he goes, Zoom.
What does Man-Bat say when he flies away?
He says Zoom also, but it's just more enthusiastic. That way people know he's the bat and not the bot.
Okay, yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
Because bats are characteristically very excited, and bots are, I don't know, man.
No, keep going.
We have to start the podcast with a funny, zany conversation that you're just catching us in the middle of talking about shit.
I got a funny, zany conversation. How about...
What is it?
Actually, has it been warm in Astoria lately?
No.
Oh. Or wait, sorry. I don't know if we're still...
Well, whatever. People know where we live.
Okay.
Here's my full address.
123 Jamie Street.
Damn it. I'm going to have to bleep that
out. Eugene has been very cold, very foggy, nonstop for the past 3 days. Like, it's been like just hovering around freezing, which Eugene doesn't usually do that, except for like, a couple nights, here and there. It's going to be down in the high 20s.
It's been like maximum 40 here, and the street has been ice every day. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah,
especially up where I live at 123 Jamie Street, because the sun never touches the ground by my house, even in the summer. So it's just like a sheet of ice in the morning, and it never melts, and it just gets worse every day. So Jessica leaves the house, and I'm like, can you please be careful? Can you not die?
Are you saying you've got a reverse Lion King going on?
Yes, I am the dark place where the light never touches. The shadowy place, that's what it is. I knew it was wrong.
Yeah, no, we've not had any ice, but it's just been fog. Like, I could flip you around, but it's just fog.
Don't flip me
and
anywhere.
It's been like 33, like nonstop. The fog is just holding the temperature there. So it's not freezy, but basically freezy. And it's just like, I've been living in a hoodie.
It's around this time of year where my car dings at me, a weird ding that I don't hear until this time of year, because when it drops below 40, my car goes at me.
Oh, it's an ice warning?
Every time I forget that's what that means, because it's cold now. Oh, okay, my car isn't falling apart. It's actually just being very nice and warning me to drive better.
You know what? I think we need to take a moment here to just be very pissed at Ashley Tutchin and all the other Australians who are having peak summer.
Aren't we always just so mad at Ashley Tutchin?
We should be.
Yeah. They never live in the shadowy place. No. Otherwise known as the bush. Yeah. Well, here we are on the podcast.
Rip-roaring start.
It's the 147th episode of it, wouldn't you know it?
Wow, that's
Jump
3 away from
Bat-Wagon.
a big number.
I know it is. I think that'll be the final episode of the year. What?
Who decided that
every
like
50,
or
100.
whatever, like why not like 327? Why isn't that the big number?
It was light bulb guy that you hate. It was
Edison.
Thomas Edison. I'm just saying that because you don't like him. I mean, I don't like him. I have no opinion. I'm drinking tea because my throat's bad. Please forgive me, Brian.
Jamie's sick, everyone. I'm not going to forgive him, but you should.
I was sick last week, and now I just have residual
ick.
that.
Yeah.
I'm James. I'm sick. I'm from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel. I'm here to show my good buddy Brian.
And I'm Brian. I'm just sick.
He's sick. He's shway. He'll get that soon. The DC animated universe from start to finish for the very first time in the controversial Airdate order. So he may view the way So he may view these shows the way human beings experienced them in the far gone days of the 1900s. That was so long ago. It was 25 years ago.
Nearly.
Well, yes. Currently?
I mean, it was 25 years ago in the 1900s. It was also 100 years ago in the 1900s.
Yeah, that's true. Why did anyone decide that it should be?
Why did they decide dates exist? That's stupid.
Jesus was born, and then we started. That's why. You were there.
I was there. And he's like, you're 100 as of now. I'm like, what does that even mean? He's like, it's a big number.
Why do you even know who I am? Yeah, he said, Jesus said, you are 100, Brian Maneely, and 100 will be a big deal. Every 100 things, when you get to 150 episodes of whatever podcast you might do in the future, hundreds of years from now, you should be excited about it. And you said, what's a podcast? And he said, I don't know, I'm a baby.
He had a big vocabulary.
Yeah, I know. He was speaking right out the manger. Today we're watching, that's his rap album, by the way.
Speaking out the manger.
Right out the manger. Is that the subtitle already? I don't know.
I think so. Oh,
they were watching the episode of Superman the Animated Series, New Kids in Town.
Yeah.
Your prediction after you made a New Kids on the Block joke was that these were aliens who are seeking resources or something. And I said if Superman was a resource and there were 3 of them and you were shocked that there were only 3 of them and you were sad and mad or something.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Anything you want to add?
I want, not so much add, but I want to ask. Do you ever like make up sayings like the talking out the manger, straight talking out, whatever it was called?
I never say anything like that.
Yeah, okay. My brain came up with a sentence the other day, just being silly. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know what it means, but I really like it. So I wrote it down. And now I'm going to say it on the podcast so it can go out in the world. Okay. Tommy down the wine bob.
Okay.
So that came out of my mouth and I thought,
don't tell me what the context, like, let me kind of try to guess what this is. So Tommy down sort of sounds like a English slang of some kind, like that's how it feels to me, but it feels like a calm down or like a simmer down kind of a thing. Okay. And then the wine bob being like the cork in the wine bottle. So
set down.
Someone's drinking too much wine. Yeah. And so Tommy down the wine bob. And then you're like, like that person really needs to put the bottle down that's what it says to me. Did you have a different definition?
It was unrelated to everything.
Oh. Okay. Or is it maybe Tommy down the wine, Bob, like you're speaking directly?
I think wine bob is like hyphenated.
Oh, okay. It's a kenning.
I'm sorry, what?
That's a Beowulf term for a hyphenated word.
I don't like that you know that.
I don't know why I do, but I know lots of things. I also don't know more things, probably. At the time of this recording, Superman the Animated Series...
Is that one of the things you know, the time?
It's not. I wish someone would tell me.
1:53 p.m.
Oh, nice. Superman the Animated Series is streaming on Max and available on DVD and Blu-ray. And if you would like to follow along, you can head over to bit.ly/watchdcau. The link is in the show notes. You look like
Kiba's here. Do you want me to?
No.
Okay.
I've seen him. This first aired Saturday, October 31st, 1998. Still Halloween Day. We're directly after our last episode, Judgment Day, 9 a.m. Kids WB. This is the 44th episode to air. I don't know. My mouth stopped working. And the 43rd episode to be produced.
That could be a big number. Well,
yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, why doesn't every 43 numbers we go, woo?
Yeah. Fuck.
We should change it.
Yeah.
Should go back and ask Jesus to change it. This was written by Stan Berkowitz and Rich Fogel.
My dog.
Together. A team up, a duo. Your dogs. Directed by Butch Lukic. Your other dog. My dog. So sick. Music is by Christopher Carter. That's my guy. And animation is by Coco Dong Yang.
Wow.
I'm surprised. My dogs.
These are my dog. All of my dogs with very human names.
Like Coco and Dong Yang. You should name your next dogs those two things.
Coco and
Coco's
Dong Yang.
a good dog name. Yeah. Dong Yang is my dog name. Buy us a coffee. Head over to the link in the description to send us a Yoppie beverage and support the show. We'll also give you a shout out in an upcoming episode, and we'll plug your shit if you have shit to plug. We'll also do a push-up for every $1. So send us coffee for our health and your entertainment and stupid mental health or whatever we were saying a few episodes ago.
Oh, yeah. See, it's these things you can't force them, but like,
no,
saying like
they
we're doing this for you,
or they don't.
Yeah. Is stupid mental health gonna float? I don't know.
Is Tommy Down the Wine Bob gonna stick?
I fucking hope so. I really somebody put
like
that in your
pick that up
every day. We gotta call things keen.
Today's Yoppie Bevs come to us from Chris Fit, who says, I don't have anything to plug yet, but I'm working on a tediously big, probably asinine Batman project. Aren't we all? When it will see the light of day, who the fuck knows? Until then, have a few push-ups. They bought 3 Yoppie Bevs. That's 15 goddamn push-ups.
6. I mean,
dog
sick.
Damn push-ups.
I mean, whatever. How about let's push the shit plugin down the road. Let us know when that's out, and we'll tell everybody where to find it.
Don't call your Batman projects, don't make fun of them before they even happen. You should say tediously big, probably amazing, stupendous Batman project. I'm looking forward to whatever it is. Let's do push-ups, I guess.
Let's do push-ups, I guess.
15 of them. Okay.
Why not?
And do you sing the Saw theme again still?
I still don't know Saw stuff, dude.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da. That's 3.
3,
4, 5,
5,
6,
6. You can
7,
hear my headphone
8,
cable
9,
plinking on
10,
the floor.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Jamie, I think we're getting good at these.
I'm definitely much better at them than I was when we started doing this.
That's actually really cool.
I'm still very out of breath when I finish even like 5 push-ups, but yeah, I remember I think the first one we did was only like 10 or maybe it was 15 or something, some low number like that.
Yeah. And
I remember being like I had like break every 5 or something, so I don't know.
And look at you now.
Us, I know look at me now. My arms are notably bigger than they ever were, and my nipples are still brown. Let's go watch the Superman, whatever it is. New Kids in Town.
New Kids on the Block. Let's go.
New Kids in Town and Tommy Down.
Well?
Like a pair of glasses is gonna fool anyone.
It better.
Brainiac's trying to alter our past. And your future.
He wants to kill you before you ever become Superman.
Super who?
Superman! You!
Red underpants? Now I know you're crazy.
I realize all this is hard to take in, and maybe we do seem a little...
Freaky?
But if you just open your mind... The 30th century is an age of unparalleled peace and prosperity. But none of this would have been possible without you.
Me?
Superman showed us that beings from different worlds could work together for a greater good. This is the principle on which the Legion of Superheroes was founded. But Brainiac would tear all this apart. He's a living computer who destroys whole planets. Superman stopped him, but after years of dormancy, Brainiac managed to reassemble himself. He's made his way back here to destroy you.
We've got to stop him. Our past depends on it. And your future.
How'd you do that?
Shh.
We watched the episode.
There were kids. They were new. They were in town.
They were on the block.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
They were on a couple different blocks.
Yeah. Like
All right, well,
downtown, between the blocks.
Would you?
Sing up,
Yes.
if you're wondering.
Okay.
Sing up,
Zoom.
what you just
Okay.
watched. Sing up, take a listen to the synopsis. The short summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
Zoom. Can you please tell me what happens in the New Kids in Town, Brian?
Yeah. So it's the year 29150. It's a big year.
Close.
And it was like 29
79.
79. Fuck. Shit.
Fuck shit. Brainiac fucked shit up.
It's the future, and Brainiac's like, what if I got some Roombas and messed with the past? And this guy's like, don't do it. And he goes zoom, and he goes through a portal. And these three other people are like, what if we go zoom through a portal? Zoom. And
That's Manbot to you, says Brainiac.
all right, so Manbot goes zoom, and these three kids go zoom. They're kind of alien creatures. Their names are Chameleon Boy, Astro Boy,
No.
Cosmo Boy.
Cosmic Boy.
Oh, God. Okay,
Yeah.
Cosmic Boy, and then the girl's name is Saturn Boy. And
The way Brainiac listed them. Chameleon Boy, Cosmic Boy, Saturn Girl, and you're like Saturn Boy. I mean, it's 29.79. You never know.
Right?
Brainiac might just be judgy.
yeah,
He might be a piece of shit.
just saying, it would be really easy to take those audio clips and considering his mouth is moving,
Yeah.
you can just put Saturn Boy.
Boy.
And just have it be the most like out of context 2-3 second long TikTok.
Chameleon Boy, Cosmic Boy, Saturn Boy.
And then just as they're panning across the like dozen other members that we see in Saturn Girl's vision or whatever, and he's just naming each of them. A lot of them do end in boy, I'll be fair.
I was really put off by Circle Boy. Big Circle Boy.
Bouncing Boy.
Bouncing Boy?
Uh-huh. Yep. We'll get to that in Tribs. I've got them all listed for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Circle Boy with the power to circle.
He just walks in circles.
Power to Tommy down the wine bottle. That might be the subtitle.
That might be it. So basically Brainiac goes to the past, Samurai Jack, with Chameleon Boy and Cosmic Boy and Saturn Boy. And they've got their own powers. It doesn't really matter. They do stuff. And they're all like, hello, young Clark Kent, Kal-El. And he's like, what the fuck is that? And they basically spoil all of the future for him. And then it's them against Brainiac. And they're trying to come up with clever ways. There's a high school jock that nobody likes who keeps getting his ass kicked, including by the fire department. By the end of the day, Clark Kent, Kal-El's grandparents-ish, are both just loaded up with shotguns, and they're blasting on Brainiac, and Clark Kent's getting run over by like a fucking combine. And
you were like so concerned or like shocked by every time he was touched by the combine, where you were like, oh my god, he's gonna get so fucked up, oh Jesus Christ, whenever it was touching him.
Well,
I was just like, it's fucking Superman.
It's just really intense. Like that's like it could have been quite graphic. Like, oh my fuck, dude. Like
there was a lot of intense stuff going on in that scene, which we'll get to.
But long story short, you know what happens? Superman, little boy man, super boy,
little boy man,
Clark Boy and the Three Musketeers save the day, and they throw Brainiac into a portal where he goes, oh no, the sun, whoa, and gets melted.
He's so surprised by the sun.
He's so surprised his skin melts off, which I don't think he has skin, but it looked like he had bubbling skin, and then he was like, the end.
The way it revealed his shocked anime eyes underneath his real eyes. Like, whoa, the sun is just so bright. I guess I'll die.
Normal Tuesday.
Teenaged Clark Kent teams up with Chameleon Boy, Cosmic Boy, Saturn Girl
Boy
from the New Legion it says, to battle Brainiac in Clark's hometown of Smallville. That's a very strange sentence. Let me read it again. A teenaged Clark Kent, that's hyphenated, by the way. It's a Kenning in this version.
Wait, what's hyphenated? Teenage or Clark Kent?
Teenaged. Clark Kent teams up with Chameleon Boy, Cosmic Boy, Saturn Girl from the New Legion.
Oh, you keep fucking it up.
What is the New Legion, Brian? That's nothing. They're the Legion of Superheroes. It means
New
nothing
Legion?
to you either way, but yeah, that describes it as the New Legion. I don't know.
Okay,
what
that's them.
about.
It's those three boys.
Oh, yeah, it's those three boys from the future. I liked this episode quite a bit. It was very different and refreshing, I think. I think it was like it's time for Superman again. We've had a bunch of Batman. And the last time we watched Superman, it was basically a Batman episode. And the last time that a Superman character showed up, it was also a Batman episode with the Girls' Night Out. And so this was like, okay, we're finally going to do Superman again. And then it was just like, oh, it's set in like the 70s or something. And Superman is a baby boy and all sorts of stuff that you would not normally see in a Superman episode. So that was neat. That was neat. I liked
Jamie,
it.
I would agree that it was neat, especially the part where Superman is kicking ass at basketball. He's kicking ass and taking names, basketball names.
He's referencing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which was interesting to me. Yeah, he said like Kareem over here thinks he can something when he's talking about the jock kid.
Oh.
And I thought that was weird because I was like, maybe our first like real world, Johnny Cochran, I guess. We had like a real world person reference, which was kind of weird. I thought, I don't know. We just watched some Freakazoid, so maybe it doesn't feel as weird because Freakazoid is constantly doing, hey, it's Bill Clinton or whatever. So,
are there not like instances of more real world references? Like I feel like there have been.
They also talked about the Dukes of Hazzard and Star Wars and a bunch of other stuff in this episode. So I don't know. There was just some stuff, and I thought it was cool because we don't usually get that. Like Batman, especially.
There was some stuff, and I thought it was cool because we don't usually get that.
Yeah, we don't usually get stuff.
We get stuff, man.
We get stuff. It's just different stuff.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Legion of Superheroes? Right off the bat, they're like, hey, we're here. It's the future.
They're kind of like, hey, we're here. It's the future. We fly sometimes with our rings that look like butane lighters.
Yeah.
And other times we do it. Chameleon Boy likes to turn himself into things like weird shark bowls and brick walls and metal walls. And
I'm confused about when he turns into a wall of any kind. Does he adopt the characteristics of said wall, like bricks or metal or whatever? Because it seems like he does, but then he can get hit in the head with something and go, owie, and get knocked out or whatever. And it's like,
why
wasn't your head metal? I don't know.
That's where I'm like, well, maybe it's just the weak point. He always needs a weak point, but
he always has a head, I guess.
He's always got a head. So that was interesting. Cosmic Astro Boy.
Magneto Boy.
You said his stuff powers. He's like, oh, I'm like so like magical, but like his telekinesis seemingly is just like pick up. It's like he's using his powers to pick up and throw things. That's his power.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you were mad at him at the end because he was like throwing shovels and rakes and stuff at Brainiac. And you're like, you threw a car at him earlier and it didn't do anything.
But now there's these like swords, these like sharpened sword blades without a hilt, like in the barn
shed. Yeah.
I gotta go out to Pa's old blade shed.
You have to admit that, I mean, you laughed really hard at it. That's one of the best, like, almost it is comedic like bits.
The double shotgun bit.
The Kents showing up with shotguns and just blasting Brainiac. You don't expect it the first time, then you don't expect Martha Kent to show up with one, and both times the music is just like like the hero is here, and then when the second one shows up,
Shotgun Boy, and also his wife,
boy,
his wife of 40 years. Shotgun Boy
from the New Legion.
The New Legion of Shotgun Boy.
I think my biggest, like, I mean, you can sit here and like pick apart the time travel a bunch or whatever in this, the way you could like Back to the Future or something. But I think my biggest peeve with it all is like Brainiac. They really loosely throw away line his like Superman defeated him at some point in time, but he figured out how to come back, and so he was back. So he went back in time to kill Superman as a child. And what does Brainiac bring back with him to kill Superman? Not kryptonite, not anything that we know hurts Superman. He just brings himself and his Roombas, and he goes, "Let's do it." And then he fails at doing that because fucking duh. Like he should have some sort of secret weapon or anything. I mean, I guess the episode would be harder to write or something, but it just feels like, why did this Terminator goal of his to go kill John Connor, and then he doesn't have any way to do that he had more than he ever did in normal time period. So,
well, maybe he wasn't expecting Sarah Connor Boy to be there to help out.
Yeah,
the Sarah Connor boys.
Yeah, the Sarah Connor boys. They have their own biker gang. They come rolling up. It's not even from the future. They're just there. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I think there's some dumb associated with it, but there's some fun.
The Legion of Superheroes is like a 60s. They definitely are portrayed usually as going back to when Superman is a teenager, and he's Superboy at the time in the 60s comics. And then they take him to the future, and they have a billion adventures in the future, but then they drop him off back in the past where they left him and erase his memory like they do in this episode. And so he doesn't remember any of that shit, and then he becomes Superman anyway.
Wow. I fear Saturn Boy.
Saturn Boy, yeah.
So what is her? She's just like, she can read people's minds.
Yeah, she's a telepath or whatever. Yeah,
and she can fly, and that's it.
The rings make them fly. Yeah.
Oh, so she's just like, I can see your thoughts, and I can erase your thoughts.
Yeah.
Woof. Okay.
She has mind stuff. Like they didn't play into at all when Clark Kent is at his party or school party, whatever dance thing, and he's like talking to the three blonde babes in the corner, and then Lana Lang's like, "Hey, fucko, how is it that you're always talking to the blondes?" And then there's a blonde Saturn boy the whole episode talking to him, and they don't like make any joke about that. I thought was interesting. Like they had every opportunity for him to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna hit on you" or something, but I'm glad they didn't do that. But it seemed to be a setup for that, and then why did they do that at all? But I don't know.
I don't either, Jamie. I didn't write the episode. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're not Stan Berkowitz or Rich Fogel?
Not today.
Two people that I've talked to and interviewed many times, and you're not those people?
Correct.
I just have to remind the audience that I'm really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you the cast of this episode.
Robin Lester.
Robin Lester.
Not Robin Lester. Who's...
No. So you heard... we'll get there.
Young Robin.
Jason Marsden as young Clark Kent. And it's not James Marsden, and it's never James Marsden.
But
Jason
what if it
Marsden
was?
is Max Goof and all of that shit. You know him. You love him.
Powerline.
Corey Burton as Brainiac. We have Jason Priestley as Chameleon Boy / Reap Daggle. Is apparently his real name. I don't know why it's in the credits.
Reap Daggle?
Reap Daggle.
Wow.
It's misspelled Daggy with an I in the credits. Reap Daggy. This is Jason Priestley's only DCAU acting credit. His main thing was he was a character named Brandon Walsh on 245 episodes of Beverly Hills 90210. I don't know him, but that's bound to have been popular when this episode was happening. Chad Lowe as Cosmic Boy / Rock Kryn.
Rob
His name
Lowe?
is Rock Kryn. Rob Lowe. Chad Lowe played Thomas Coville, leader of the Cult of Rao in the Supergirl CW show, and he was also the voice of Shazam on Young Justice. Anything else was not interesting to me at all. Sorry, Chad Lowe. Melissa Joan Hart as Saturn Girl / Imra Ardeen.
No fucking way.
Yeah. It's misspelled Imra, it's misspelled Irma in the credits. Should be Imra, whatever. Who cares? These are weird fucking future names. Yeah. Imran Shyamalan. Obviously, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Clarissa explains it all. You know who Melissa Joan Hart is, everybody. I hope baby's listening. Mike Farrell as Jonathan Kent, Shelley Fabares as Martha Kent, Kelly Schmidt as Lana Lang, who's the same voice from the pilot episode. Scott Menville as Kenny Braverman, the bully guy. He was previously Trouble in Little Girl Lost, which was one of the inner gang teenager boys. He's Robin on Teen Titans, is why you know the Robin voice. You were like, it's Robin. But your brain didn't know I said which one or why. That's
kind of amazing, actually. Good job, Brain.
You pulled it out.
It's like Robin, but which one?
The other one. And last is Tony Pope as Scientist. I think the man with the weird blinking headband that talks to them in the future.
Okay, they put so much effort into lights in this episode, and I don't know if they were perfectly lined up even once.
No,
like that
especially
close up
Brainiac's eyes in the barn at the end. They were like an inch away from the cell. It was really bad.
Or Clark's at the end. You could see a little bit of his irises peeking out around the light, and I was like, "Wow, you guys!"
I'm sure that's really hard to do. So I guess I don't blame them, but it is like so noticeable when it happens.
Yeah. Well, even some of the explosions had like a shadow, like they were like away from.
Yeah. Tony Pope, this is his only DCAU acting credit.
He Pope!
Played Colonel Shikishima and Yama in Akira. And he also voiced Goofy and the Big Bad Wolf in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, shit.
Those were two things I thought you might like.
I like. Thank you.
Yeah, that opening scene with the... there's a big, like, time travel warpy Kirby crackly screen thing in front of them, and they're all standing in front of it, and it seems like they, in like Ed and Eddie style, were like redrawing every single frame. So like as they just stood there still and the light moved on them, they were all going like hello, 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 hello the whole time, just vibrating.
Wait. I'm gonna need you to physically explain. You don't have to do it again, but I need you to explain to the listener what that looked like.
Shaking and looking off in 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, but like you need to embody the.
It was like you place your tongue at the top of your mouth and you place it at the bottom of your mouth in rapid succession. That's what the light looked like on their bodies.
Thank you.
You asked me to explain it. I didn't want to. Yeah, I mean it's just kind of like if today we were doing that, you just draw them once and then change like the Photoshop, layer style over and over again or something. But now in that, you would have had to keep drawing it, I guess. I don't know.
Do you think we've missed out? Have we lost something? Have we like crossed a threshold where things are just like not special anymore?
I think so.
Because I had this thought today. I got to be helping out our friend Ellen here pretty soon because she's got some questions about like photography and lighting and that sort of thing. I'm like, I'm your man. And she was asking about like recommendations and things I would know like in like marketing. And I was like, we'll just like look this up on YouTube. And like that was my reply text. And it was like, wow, there's like we are now at the era where information is no longer like valuable because
currency.
Everything is just there. Like I didn't have to look up on YouTube to know that like the answer she's looking for, that there's probably 100, if not 3,000 videos addressing that exact thing. And it's just like, well, it's so cheap and like cheap both in like the way you access it and cheap in the fact that it doesn't mean anything. Like information doesn't mean anything anymore. I didn't mean to get all existential. No, I'm very sorry.
I've been that sort of thing has been on my mind a little lately because I've been working on our next video, which is about the Caped Crusader cartoon. Yeah, the Vireality movie. The Caped Crusader cartoon has lots of like people complaining about like, oh, there's this scene of Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle like talking at a party and like nobody else is moving in the background. Everyone's just standing there. Like, how cheap, how bad. And my initial like defense of that is like, oh, well, you're not even looking at those people. If you're like looking for things to be bad, you're going to find bad stuff. But like if you're watching Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle, like they're having a nice little conversation and they're walking around each other and talking and doing these things. compared to like a party scene at Wayne Manor in Mask of the Phantasm or something, like everybody in the background is like, so and so, and shaking hands and blah blah blah, ha ha ha, and we're drinking wine, and it's like, yeah, that probably took so much longer to do, but it is more, it's breathing more life into the thing or whatever. And even when we sit here and talk about, his eyes were off from his eyes, that's still like a man or woman sat there and like aligned the paper and just barely got it wrong, but like there's a human touch to that I can't help but admire or whatever. So as much as we shit on shit like that, it's like, yeah, but you know,
shit on shit.
We'll plug your shit. Don't worry about it.
Shit on your shit. I feel like the thing that's also worth noting though is like super, super commonly, I think probably more often than not, even movies, like they're like, well, we just need extras to sit in these seats, but they have like dummies. There's a market for unmoving people in stands.
I was just watching something that was about like, oh my God, Ridley Scott directing the new Gladiator 2, and how he had like the same director of photography or something as the first Gladiator, and that guy was talking about how much he thought that Ridley Scott had like lost his touch or something in terms of like how much he cared about getting the shot perfect on set, because he was like, there's like boom arms in the shot, there's cameras in the shot, there's like crew members walking around in the background, and he's like, we got what we needed, we'll just CGI out those people or whatever. And like that's, use modern tools to how they're meant to be used or whatever, but it does feel a little bit more lazy or a little more like just dependent on, and I'm not one to talk because the whole movie we're filming like, whatever, there's people, I'll get rid of them later. It doesn't matter for vibe reality. But it's, I do agree with you on the, like, it's the same sort of wavelength of like certain advantages now that like, it's so easy to just select something in Photoshop and hit delete and it's gone and the computer fills in the information. But like, and I'm so thankful for that when I'm on a time crunch. But if I was actually like trying to make art and I chose that over like manually removing something with, skills, I'd feel like I'd cheated or whatever. I don't know.
Or had the forethought to foresight for whatever, to exclude those things from the image when you captured it.
Took the image,
like a photo or a video. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, and I feel like this is a whole like existential thing that I didn't intend for us to get into. This is not
Saturn Boy at all.
But I mean, I'm honestly like, this is one of those things that I would love to like go hang out in the Discord and be like, okay, everybody talk to me about this, because it's stuff that I'm like sincerely like, I feel like the world is changing around us, and I feel like hearing you being kind of on a similar wavelength. Like, I'm surprised, but also like I feel like I've heard more of these whispers on the wind as of late, and I wonder like what the future is going to hold, because we're getting to the point where it's like, I don't know. There's like full AI commercials now, and you're just like, that's fine. That's what we're doing, and then I don't know. It's weird. So I think honestly, like you were talking about the human element and with the eyes being misaligned, there's something to that makes it a lot more special.
Yeah. Well, just thinking of the work that went into every frame of every brush stroke of this episode, like all the backgrounds are hand painted, like they have been the whole time. We've been taking a lot for granted as we watch these shows of just like, like every single thing we're seeing is a brand new painting and a brand, like, hundreds per episode or whatever. So
is this a brand new us? Are we the appreciation boys now?
We now like these shows. We hated them before, but now they're good. Now that we've had Saturn Boy, I did really like, back to being stupid. I liked when she's like kisses him on the forehead to erase his memory, and then they leave, and you're like, and then he woke up and he's like, I have the weirdest boner. I can't explain. How did I get here? How did I think my new favorite bit of this episode, is it Kenny or whatever his name is? Kenny. Go watch the Pokemon video.
Someone goes to YouTube, the Pokemon video.
The Pokemon video. Yes. Now I understand Kenny. When Brainiac throws him into the Pops sign, and then he goes through OP and is just P on him, and there's a big P on him. And I said, P. And then that was that. And then at the end of the episode, the firemen are saving him from the hurricane stuff that got him up there or whatever that they all think. And the like fire chief or police chief or whoever standing there is like, you're lucky to be in one piece, son. And I thought he said, you're lucky to be in one P, son. Like, there was just the one P. Thank you so much.
I know there's at least one listener slow clapping along with me on that one.
Yes, thank you. Let me tell you the trivs from this episode.
Jamie, give me the trivs. Okay, I got some answers.
Yeah. Okay, I'll ask you questions.
Yeah. Rich Fogel.
When Rich Fogel was writing the episode, the year 2979 was picked because... Are we back to fake trivs? Are we doing fake trivs? Yeah. First time in like 2 years?
I don't know if I have an association with 2979.
So the rationale is that no matter what year it is in real life, when a Legion of Superhero comic comes out, it's 1,000 years from now, whenever now is. So it's just 1,000 years in the future. So from Clark Kent's point of view, while this would place the past set portion of the episode in 1979, Fogel expanded in an interview with the Watchtower Database.
Who's that?
That we didn't feel like that was locking us into saying that current day Superman was in 1992 or whatever it was, because the 2979 is far enough ahead of us. We're not going to need to worry about that for a long time. Like, we're all going to be dead by the time where it's there, and nobody will care. It essentially puts the episode in 1979, and the Dukes of Hazzard reference makes sense because that show premiered that year. But the Star Wars thing doesn't quite work. He calls him Darth Vader, which is fine, but he also says like, "Oh, you take a wrong turn at Tatooine," and apparently the planet they don't call the planet Tatooine in the first Star Wars movie, which would have been the only one out by then, and I think it doesn't get called that in the movies until Episode 1, Phantom Menace. But the book or something like that, the novelization calls it Tatooine or something. Because obviously it had to have been called Tatooine in something because this episode came out before Phantom Menace came out. So I'm not quite...
It says its first appearance is from The Adventures of Luke Skywalker, 1976 novelization, Star Wars.
Okay, there you go.
Star Wars 1977 first theatrical appearance.
I just wonder why I wonder if it's named in Return of the Jedi or something, because like why would even the writers of this episode and why would they assume that you would know that as a viewer of the episode, or what the fuck is Tatooine or whatever?
What if it took place in 1990 whatever? What if that's the canon and they were just off by like 1,000 or 20 years over 1,000?
They somehow knew the future. When was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? When did he start playing?
80s?
He retired in 1989. Okay. 1969 to 1989 was his career. That works. The shot where Brainiac awakens in Saturn Girl's exposition are reused storyboards from Ghost in the Machine, though the sequences are reanimated. That's when he's like descending on a table and sits up in her dream sequence thing. That's just from Ghost in the Machine. They're just like, hey, just do this again.
That's cool.
When Kenny is thrown from the coffee bar, which is another favorite moment of mine, the insufficient response, and then just
flies 100 feet through the air and lands on asphalt. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. The special sign reads, "All you car eat." And later, when he's hauled down from the coffee bar sign, it reads Koifes instead of coffee. This is when we're panning away to the hilltop where they're standing looking at it. Yeah. There's a video that we're talking about animation errors, and I used some shot from Justice League, and then I used the Koifes shot, and I wrote asterisk Kavfefe next to it.
Did you?
Like right after that happened.
Awesome.
When Clark rushes into the house, Jonathan says, "You almost gave me a heart attack," which may be a reference to his death in the comics that puts Clark Kent on the road to become Superman. It's also how he died in the 70s Superman movie. He just had a heart attack.
Spoilers!
Yeah, I guess so. Chameleon's boy line, "Up, and away," is a reference to the old Superman radio shows in which he would utter that phrase before taking off. The Joker also cited this line in the Batman episode, "Make 'em Laugh." He did that. you were like, hey, he said the thing Superman says or whatever.
Yeah. I was listening.
I know. You were also saying something over, I think it was the boner joke over the top of it, but you multitask.
I can talk and listen at the same time. Check this out.
That's always something I've loved about you.
A, B, C, D,
the scene where Clark throws the tractor.
G,
according to the commentary, a reference to the cover of Action Comics #1.
That's actually very hard to do.
Yeah. In reference to Saturn Boy. Other members of the Legion of Superheroes who appear in the headquarters are Andromeda, Bouncing Boy, Brainiac 5, Dream Girl, Kid Quantum, Light Lass, Lightning Lad, Phantom Girl, Triplicate Girl, and Ultra Boy.
Can you do me a kindness?
Yeah.
Can you just read all those with the appropriate gender?
Okay, Andromeda, Bouncing Boy, Brainiac Boy, Dream Boy, Kid Boy, Light Boy, Boy Quantum, I don't know, Lightning Boy, Phantom Boy, Triplicate Boy, and Ultra Girl. As in the comics,
Whoa!
And we're getting appropriate here. As in the comics, Cosmic Boy and Saturn Girl were 2 of the 3 First Legion members to meet Clark Kent. However, in the comics, Chameleon Boy was not the 3rd member, but rather Lightning Lad, or Lightning Boy, whatever you want to say.
Circle Boy.
When Brainiac
Triplicate
blasts
Boy.
the 2 guards in the beginning, there's a full screen frame of a fire explosion, which is reused footage from Where There's Smoke when Volcana blasts Superman with a fireball in the parking lot. This is recurrently used throughout the episode when Brainiac's chasing down Clark and misses a fire, when the gas truck explodes, when Pa and Ma Kent shoot Brainiac, and finally when Clark smashes the tractor into the harvester, it says. What's a combine? Are we wrong?
I don't know.
One moment, please.
I'm not a farmer. You tell me. Because you're a farmer.
I sure am. A powerful industrial combine. Great definition. Yeah, that's what that is. You're right. I looked at it. Harvesting. A combine harvester is the full name of it.
Ooh,
all right, fuck you.
Get out of here.
Okay,
I'm a
it's
farmer.
time for Keen Effects.
Wow!
I really liked when Saturn Boy, she first goes to the farmer man who's like, you kids get off my shit. Stop plugging my shit. And she goes and makes his eyes glow. And then when she walks away, there's like a close-up of him in the side of the screen where he's very keenly lit around his face. And I liked it. It was keen.
That's keen.
I also thought it was keen when Superman walked through the fire at the end and Brainiac was surprised for some reason, even though he's seen this a lot.
Are we not going to talk about the keenness of Brainiac's not skin melting off like melting skin?
You just did.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, you did.
He was so surprised by that
He's
sun.
so surprised.
It's like, this sun is a boy, he said. It's Sun Boy.
Sun Boy!
You're here. It's just literally the sun, but it has like a glowing ring on it somehow.
Oh my God.
What else?
Sun Boy.
I appreciated that Brainiac's like blasts were kind of like a duller purpley blue color and not just white like every other Coco Dong Yang laser has been.
Mm-hmm. They didn't seem to be as like light effect animated, like the dude's headband light or the offset eyes. Like they were just like, it seemed like it was just blue.
It's just a different thing. I think you're right. I think it's not being backlit or whatever they do for everything else. Yeah, I don't know. When Chameleon Girl is sticking her head out of the brick wall and there's like bricks in 3D of his face and head. That was keen.
Yeah, Brick Wall Boy.
Brick Wall Boy. Sun Boy. Circle Boy. It's you.
I would absolutely watch The Adventures of Sun Boy and Circle Boy.
Circle Boy is his sidekick, infinitesimally smaller than him.
Yeah.
Infinitesimally? I don't know. I don't think there's CGI in this.
No.
I guess the Kirby Crackle was keen, and the fact that they designed an entire like future metropolis or whatever for
a very
like
short
30 seconds of the episode.
What was that one building that looked like a rocket crashed into the earth?
Oh yeah, that was like the Legion headquarters or whatever.
Oh really?
It was just a rocket butt sticking out of the ground. Yeah, I did think that was kind of funny.
Wherever she falls, there we shall stay.
We used to have a space headquarters, but then it just went into the floor, and we were like, well.
And now we have a floor headquarters.
It's upside down.
Headquarters, boy.
Quick, you finally have purpose. So that's actually the name of the character, the headquarters. Superman's powers. Did he do anything new or have any new weaknesses? He got jellyfished by Brainiac's hands. Mm-hmm. He got zapped, but we have these things.
No, I think it's all old stuff.
Combine shirt rip.
That's a shirt. That's defense. A shirt weakness.
Yeah. Like a Brainiac blasted him in the chest with his purple rays, and then his shirt was fine. He has a space shirt from Krypton.
What was the first back though? His back got screwed up, and I think it was from Brainiac. His shirt back, that is.
Yeah, he had like a lightning bolt cut out of his back for a minute before the Combine fucked him up. I don't remember what that was.
He was Freakazoid.
Yeah, he was just Freakazoid. That's why Brainiac couldn't beat him. Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
No, I don't think so.
How strong was Superman 1 through 10?
Well, he started at like a 2 or 1.
I guess this is before he finds out he's an alien and all that shit, because he was like, hello, what are you talking about? And he didn't know he could do shit. I can see them through the floor. How am I doing this?
Also, his grandparents, well, I guess they knew he was an alien. Or his
grandparents.
His fucking
parents.
Well, I mean, they're old though.
Adoptive. I mean, they are old. Parents can't be old. They must be grandparents.
Yes, that's what happens.
Parents can't have shotguns.
Only grandparents. I'm an idiot. What was I saying? I'm so distracted by my idiocy.
I don't know. They knew he was an alien.
Well, they got him from like the spaceship, but they questionably didn't know if he had powers or not at this point, because he's like I can see them through the floor, and they're just like, cool.
Yeah, and Lana's like, don't go up there, and Martha's just like, he can go up there.
He's a super strong alien that we all know about, but grab your shotgun.
We found him in a rocket like 17 years ago or whatever. It's probably presumed that he can go do things that we can't do. If you found a baby in a rocket, I think you would.
If you find a baby in a rocket, just presume they can see through floors.
Yeah, you let him go upstairs, all right?
If your baby comes from a rocket, let him go upstairs. Also, your parents can't be your grandparents.
That's the two things I've learned, Lana, said Martha. Fucking how strong is he? He's like a 3.
Yeah.
He beat Brainiac still when he didn't know his own strength. Basketball scene.
Yeah.
How did he fucking... Did Saturn Boy go around erasing the memories of everyone in the entire town, I guess? Okay.
Everyone who witnessed.
Well, including everyone that witnessed Clark Kent super speed a basketball game.
That was one for me. I was like, that's a little...
But I guess that's on him. Like, maybe she was like, well, you did that already before Brainiac and us showed up, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I guess so. Here's the thing. You would have to erase not just the memory of everyone in town, but also people in like the surrounding area. Because of like, there was this
border
big
of Smallville to the next town. Some guy on his farm saw Brainiac, and they're like, "Well, I can't do anything about Smallville,
out of my jurisdiction."
Yeah,
no, I mean the thing for me,
history tapes said nothing about man in the other border.
The thing for me is, it's like so like all this stuff is happening, and they're like, it was the storm. Storm doesn't stop at Smallville. If there's like a tornado in the next town over, you probably know.
Yeah, it's like, remember when
like there
was that huge storm last week, and someone's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
It threw that kid through the billboard or whatever. Yeah. Not billboard.
There was a single P. He was in a single P.
There was this kid, and he got a big P on him.
Yeah.
From the storm.
Is this ringing a bell? No, I did see like Terminator come into the bar. I don't know what you're talking about.
Clark Kent's family's barn burnt down to a crisp, and they had these tractors that were making love.
Yeah,
it's from the storm.
You made a good point about how much like destruction happens to like Superman just destroys his grandparents' tractors. And then they're like, I guess that's fine. We don't have to worry about this. We'll just recover somehow. Yeah. Like, did the new Legion throw a couple tractors through that time travel thing afterward? Like, we got you.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really good question. Because otherwise, like, would they be financially capable of recovering from 2 tractors? Which tractors are not cheap. Tractors are like
memory, but we fucked up Superman's like the rest of his childhood because now they're in existential debt. I don't know.
How much does a combine cost?
Okay, I'll give Superman a 5.
Between 100,000 and 500,000. That's what I'm saying. So he destroyed close to like $1 million worth of equipment and a barn.
What'd they do with Brainiac's arm also? They take Brainiac's arm back with them?
Oh, I know what they're doing with Brainiac's arm, but I can't tell you. You're a little too young. You need to be a grandparent
I know
first.
what Saturn Boy is doing with it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're giving him a what? A what? A 5?
I'm giving him a 5.
5 what?
5 basketball. I can't think of anything.
I'm gonna give
5 out of 10.
I think
Smallville High. Sorry.
I think 5 is, we saw a gamut, so I'm gonna go lower than that. I'm gonna go like $2.5 million in debt.
Yeah, okay. to Pop's Diner. to everywhere Brainiac touched.
Like $5 million in destruction over the course of the town.
5 million.
I don't know.
Frog flying squirrels out of 10.
Yeah.
Sharks.
2.5. What the fuck was he turning into?
Aliens, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Where's Clayface?
He's Chameleon Boy.
Yeah, he's just Chameleon Boy. He was Clay Boy. Hey, it's the part where I play this song right here.
He's bald, I'm bald, we're all bald. But who's the baddest bald of all? It's James and Brian's final call. The Balderarchy.
It's Brainiac, probably.
Yeah.
It's a simple one. New kids in town. Brainiac gets another vote.
He's getting up there.
Yeah, I love this. The last one was the Riddler for nighttime. Then where there's smoke before that, I love. I wrote director Small Professor X. He wasn't very bad, but he was in cahoots. He was incredibly bald.
I think that you were like dictating.
Yeah, he was in cahoots, and you thought I was going to say he was incredibly bald.
Good times, remember?
Yeah,
remember the times.
I do remember. Remember when we watched The Last Son of Krypton?
Yeah,
that was so long ago.
Yeah,
Lex Luthor won that one.
Are we gonna watch like the Batman? Fucking goddamn it! Why can't I remember anything ever?
What are you saying?
The Gordon and Batman drinking hot cocoa in a diner.
Because it's Christmas?
Yeah, are we gonna do that?
Are we gonna drink hot cocoa in a diner, or are we gonna watch Holiday Nights again?
Holiday
Nights.
Nights.
What are we gonna
do? What if we do that?
We can do that.
Books or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Hip hop. Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah. Top 10 Superman the Animated Series.
Bro, are you coming to me asking me if this is a top 10?
I sure am. Are you saying that to transition to you getting to the top 10 document?
I'm already reading my cheat sheet because it's been a while.
Good. I haven't added to your cheat sheet in several episodes. I apologize.
Ooh.
But,
fuck. Yeah. The good Superman ones have been good, haven't they?
Yeah. It's hard to beat some of these. And I have Nighttime at number 10. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I like it better or worse than that.
Okay, hold on. I'm whittling down here. I'm whittling down.
What, can you read your reverse top 10?
Not right now.
Oh.
From 10 to 1, now? I got, Honorary 11th Main Man Part 2. 10 to 1, The Way of All Flesh. Father's Day. My brain was like, Father's Crowd. I'm like, that's not that.
Who's a crowd?
Who's a father? Grandparents can't be parents. Where there's smoke, Ghost of the Machine, Brave New Metropolis, Little Piece of Home, Last Son of Krypton, parts 1 through 3, The Late Mr. Kent, World's Finest, parts 1 through 3. Jamie.
Yes.
Your turn.
Oh, I got Nighttime, Little Girl Lost, Main Man Part 2, Little Piece of Home, Ghost in the Machine, Two's a Crowd, Way of All Flesh, Last Son of Krypton, Late Mr. Kent, World's Finest. Boy, I don't know. I'm struggling really hard whether I liked this better or worse than Nighttime. I like the gimmick of Nighttime a lot, but I don't know. I feel like this episode we just watched was more fun to me.
Yeah.
It just had a lot going for it. It didn't look like bad at all ever, except for eyes not being eyes.
Which one is?
I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Which one is Where There's Smoke?
That's Volcana.
Okay.
It says Where There's Smock.
It does say Smock.
Sorry, Nighttime. Goodbye, Nighttime. Sorry to all the listeners that are mad at me. I'm not sorry. New Kids in Town, new number 10. New 10 and new episode as 10. Where are you putting it? You look like you're wanting to put it in the 8 or 9 area.
I am. I'm gonna kick Way of All Flesh. And I'm going to put it just above Father's Day.
I have the Way of All Flesh so much higher.
You do.
We disagreed on that.
Yeah, which is fine.
It is.
So boom, number 9, New Kids in Town. Actually, you know what?
What? Do you remember what Two's a Crowd is?
Yes. I'm actually going to go above Two's a Crowd.
Damn.
I think.
Do you remember what it is? Tell me.
Yeah, Two's a Crowd is where the freaking... Hold on, I'm trying to do this. Parasite and Superman. He's got to go into the science brain.
Yeah, and then the science brain goes in his own brain.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm putting it at New Kids in Town again because of.
I'm putting it at New Kids in Town.
I'm fucking goddamn it. Hey, I'm trying to do like 3 things in my head right now, and I've the processing power to do 1.
Yes,
I've got a memory leak. You see, because of like you were saying, like this is a fun, inventive episode, and while like Two's a Crowd is it's pretty good. I think this is one that is just gonna. It's that same kind of issue I had with Beware the Grey Ghost.
Yeah.
Like, why is that not my number 1?
Yeah, like it sticks with you. It's memorable. It's fun.
Yeah, it's just it's. I think it's a fun episode, and we just gotta be honest about these things. And even if an episode is arguably better, like Main Man Part 2, holy shit, why is that not in the top 10? But you just gotta move things around. Gotta move it around.
I was watching a behind the scenes thing on the 40s Superman cartoons. Like it's just Bruce Timm and Paul Dini and Dan Reba and a bunch of other like modern Superman comic creator people like talking about the 40s Superman cartoons and how cool and like impressive they were and all this stuff. And they were saying like each one of them has like such a different setting and backdrop and stuff that you don't like. You remember all 17 of these shorts as different episodes, and none of them like really blend together. And I mostly agree with that. I just watched all of them in a row, but I think that this is one that's like, oh yeah, there's just like a bunch of like Superman fights the guy and kind of episodes, and then this one. Obviously very different plot and setting and everything. And yeah.
Worth noting.
Was this also our very first like legit time travel episode? Like, cause we had Clock King's like time, like remote shit, but I don't think
I'm not the one to ask.
I don't think, I guess I don't know if you would remember or not, but whatever. Okay. We'll do the mail. Why don't we? And then I'll tell you the name of the next episode. And you gotta guess what it's about.
And then I tell everybody a deep, dark secret about you.
That is true. That's what we do on this show, and it always has been.
Yeah. That yacht. That one small extra yacht.
That's the secret.
We drop our weekly yacht.
Oh yeah, those.
Into the comment box. First, there sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all.
At least I am.
Just Dylan Pollock.
Robert Sterling texted me, "Yoy already do the cast?" And I'm saying, doing it right now, baby. So you have the next like 20 minutes to it sent me something. If you, the listener, and Robert Sterling and whoever else want to reach out to us, like because he doesn't count, I guess, reach out to us like the Firehand at the end of World's Finest Part 3. You can send a short-ass email for your ass, or a 60-second voice message to batwagonpod@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on today's episode on the Pod Tower YouTube channel or Spotify. But please don't spoil anything past this episode for Brian.
Do you remember when we had like an official email, but it was getting like 1/3 of the email? So we're like, fuck it, make a Gmail.
Yeah, it was like podcast@watchtowerdatabase.com or something.
Yeah.
Which doesn't exist anymore. And then it was not, they weren't coming in at all. Like they were just being blocked and stopped for no reason. So we're like, okay, I guess we'll just have a shittier sounding email, but it'll work.
Sometimes you just got to outsource.
Let's see. This is from Euphonium Star. It's the Damage Report Day for Judgment Day.
Love it.
You want to hear the list?
Yes, I do.
It's table, penguin's umbrella, wooden beam, rope, wall and door, penguin statue, penguin suit, armored truck, cable, TV. Those are two different things. Glasses, Two-Face's hideout, wooden adornment, ropes, statue base, statue chain hook, floor, and Corcoran's career. Damn.
Love it.
That's a lot of stuff. Eric LeBeau, New Kids in Town, or what part of Brainiac looks like Darth Vader? That's a good question. The shoulder pads? I don't know. Don't be a dummy. Give the Watchtower database some money. Right over on the Patreon. Thanks, Eric.
This episode really does feel like a love letter to Superman, paying respects to his legacy while making loving jabs and references to his tropes. The Legionnaires are likable for the little time that they have, and Jason, not James. Marsden kills it as always. Far from perfect, but it's definitely in my top 10 S-Task episodes.
Sorry.
Oh, hey,
Not
Croc.
sorry.
You finally kill your clone for good this time?
Wrong!
A birthday present. For me? How do you know my birthday was the day before this podcast goes up?
Wrong!
What could you even...
Happy birthday.
If this is a rock, I'm gonna beat your head in with it.
Rock!
Okay, fine. I'm opening it. Jeez. Holy... A Brainiac action figure with light-up eyes, spinning torso, and sun teleportation button? How'd you get this?
Wrong!
You know what? Not that bad. Hey, you ever think what the future will be like for you and me?
Rock!
Shut up, you old bastard. Yeah, probably best not to think about it. Yeah, let's just keep calming you up on.
And Chad Lowe as Cosmic Boy / Rock Crin. We didn't talk at all about like all the like cheeky like a pair of glasses. Was that going to fool anybody or whatever?
Oh, so cheeky, Jamie,
so
not
cheeky.
James.
And whatever. What was the other one? They did up and away, but he did some kind of other super. Oh, red underpants. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was like, ha ha ha. But also, you do those things, show. You do those things. You're wearing
So meta.
I know. Corey Regosa.
Is that
what?
almost sun coming out? What?
Are you going to go,
Jamie, we got to stop.
Oh, and your face melts. Wow, the sun. Corey Regosa. Harvey Dent. Can we trust him? No, because he's Two-Face and because he's dead. I like the references you make to the Bad Man shorts. Those were rather hilarious. I also can't help but laugh when you get into the Zone AutoZone or when it's been a while. My brother and I always quote movies, shows, songs, and commercials where we see fit in the most hilarious of ways. And hearing the same thing happen on this podcast is always a great time. That's because we're ADHD as fuck and we can't help but just say what the hell comes to mind when it comes to mind.
Yeah. That's really all my life is.
Looking forward to more hilarious antics. Lastly, since this was another Harvey Face / Scary Face episode, here's a quick impression of a fan favorite quote from BTAS.
Harvey. No.
Thanks, Microsoft Sam. that was what Brainiac was saying. This is from Metropolis Mayor Franklin Berkowitz. Welcome to the 1980s. Hey guys, this is Frankie Berkowitz, president of the South Metropolis Union of Banking and Accounting Workers. I just wanted to share some giant explosion. Arnold Schwarzenegger, come with me if you want to live. It's my Arnold Schwarzenegger, I guess. Frank, oh my God, cryogenic scientist Victor Freeze? What's with the accent? I am a robot from the future. You become mayor of Metropolis and create special militarized police that acts as last line of defense against evil AI Hardak. Wait, is that a car coming out of the sky? Flashy 80s noises. Doc, quick, Franklin, there's no time to explain. You need to get in this car. Frank, Emil Hamilton, why the fuck do you look 40 years older? It's your children, Frankie. They get caught in several corruption scandals in 2062. What the hell? Are those monkeys on a spaceship? Monkey. Hello, humans. I am Professor Titano the Seventh, and you, sir, must be Mr. Berkowitz, mentioned in the scriptures of Garth the Great. You are going to start the war between humans and apes that eventually destroys the Earth completely. So, let's avoid that. Awkward silence. Monkey. Hey, I think that British police booth is going to fall right on your head, mister. Crash. God. Wakes up in his room. Man, that was the weirdest acid trip ever. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That sounds like the weirdest acid trip ever.
It was really weird.
Your Arnold impression.
My impressions are. It was terrible. It was bad.
But it's very good in the weirdest way.
You like my doc? It was okay.
It was okay.
Kyle. The amazing Clark Kent man. What's up? Remember when we used to say that? God, I miss the 90s.
Ooh, I remember when we say that, and I don't miss that at all. That was like, hey guys, remember it'd be funny if we said what's up?
Yeah, I don't miss
that
either.
In an annoying way. I've been wearing...
Was that even a 90s thing, or was that a 2000s thing?
I think it might have been a 90s.
One moment, please.
Anyway, what were you saying now?
I was wearing my Film Realist's toque most of the day, but now I got to put on headphones. So
1999 to 2002.
Whoa, look at us. Let's high five in real life. Thank you.
All right, here's the Kyle's voice message.
New Kids in Town, or we're going to do 5 seasons worth of Smallville storylines in 22 minutes with the Legionnaires helping Clark discover he needs glasses. And does this break the timeline? James, I need a timeline video just on the Legion of Superheroes involved in the DC animated universe.
Okay.
I find it really funny that this episode has a sequence that was just completely ripped off in The Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah. Seeing our titular hero use their powers blatantly in front of everybody. Oh. And while understandably maybe a little more so for Peter Parker, it's weird because, yes, Clark Kent is a nerd in his adult life, that he's more of himself when he is growing up amongst those of Smallville. So it's weird to see him behave in that way. Also, he's rude to Lana. What are you doing? Don't be mean to redheads. They are fiery. Regardless of that, I'm really curious for the listeners. I would be shocked if this wasn't the case, but I know for me personally, this was definitely my first exposure to the Legions of Superheroes.
Yeah, the new Legion. This was Brian's first exposure to the Legion of Superheroes.
I was going to say, same.
Yeah, I kind of thought about that when it was happening, the whole basketball scene, when he's like, haha, yeah, I beat him. And they're like, yeah, but you were a fucking jerk. And he's like sitting in the corner going, ow, my arm or whatever.
Yeah.
It felt very much like a Spider-Man kind of scene and not a Superman kind of scene. But like Tobey Maguire even does that with his locker fight with the guy, and they're like, haha, I fucking punched him across the room. But Mary Jane's like, what the fuck did you do? I'm pissed at you. Goodbye. I'm a fiery redhead, she said. I'm Lana Lang. Yeah.
It's a weird thing for her to say.
It is weird. I don't know why she said it. Banana Man says lowercase o, uppercase K, or uppercase O, lowercase K. I don't know if he's asking a question or just giving us options, but which do you prefer? It's like okay or okay?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the context. It's so context. Okay, by the way, it's so context specific.
It's so context.
It's just so. That's so context.
Tommy
down the wine bob?
Tommy down the wine bob. Yeah, I almost said Yoppie down.
Ooh, Yoppie down!
Let's Yoppie down. Let's get context. Banana Philosopher says, what is it to be okay?
I don't know, Philosopher Banana. But I do know that okay is one of the most universally understood sentiments. It's like okay, and then I think Coca-Cola is like the second most understood thing in all the languages.
Doesn't stand for anything but we just know. I don't think it does. Dan?
1 moment, please.
Does OK stand for something?
It has to, right? Why have I never...
OK.
Is it just for OKAY?
OK is an abbreviation for all correct, a humorous misspelling of all correct.
That is humor.
Originated in Boston in the 1830s as a fad to abbreviate misspellings. What the fuck?
Boston, look, we gotta have some woods, all right?
I love this AI answer.
What accent that was.
Variations. The Americanized spelling of OK is OKAY. OK and OK are passive-aggressive expressions. KK was a variation used by tweens on MySpace.
What?
That's an important thing for history, I think. Yeah.
Can we stop with the AI, please?
Yeah.
Is there a browser that's... Oh, God, my fucking everything is Google. But is there a browser that's not like Firefox?
Bing. Let's all use Bing now. It probably has one. I don't know.
Oh,
Super
God.
Beetle. Happy Holidays, Jiminy Christmas, and bro. Never thought I'd miss STAS, but it looks like it's time for New Kids in Town, or I'm a coming. Red and goofy voice, it says. Literally all I hear when Jason Marsden talks is Max Goof. Sorry, I can't reconcile that with Clark, teenage or not. Also, Jamie, as a timeline expert, what year do you think this episode takes place? Jesus Christ. I'm going to go with the 1979 thing, and we'll just say they called it Tatooine in Superman's Star Wars. I don't know. Come to think of it, how old is Clark supposed to be in present day STS? He is by now probably 30. He was almost 30 in World's Finest, and he was like 27 at the start of the show. There you go. There's a whole Watchtower Database video spoiled for you in 10 seconds. Anyway, you fellas stay yoppy and avoid the wrath of Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I put my bones outside. It's okay.
MN Drew 1. I can't be getting a new dog at the moment. This is in reference to your Get a Dog and Name It DVD and Blu-ray or whatever.
Just get a dog anyway.
But I've got 2 new fighting fish, and I named them Brother Brick and Broderick.
Oh no! Who's gonna
Don't put
win?
them in the same. Don't put them in the same tank together.
Really? There's There's 2 fish out there named Brother Brick and Broderick.
That's you.
That's kind
You feel
of
special.
Yeah, I do. Make sure you feed them.
Rob texted me back. He just says, "Tell Brian he's a dork." So there you go.
Fuck, man.
What do you have to say?
I just got owned. I mean, what do I even...
That's true. You can't. That's it for you.
That's it.
You're done.
End of story.
Conspiracy Opossum. That's a new one.
Wait, what?
It's in reference to a time code. What were we talking about? Oh, I think it was you asking if the listener was there in the 90s. Conspiracy Opossum says, I was there. I am old. I'm enjoying hearing your first impression of things that helped shape me as a kid. Welcome, Conspiracy Opossum. We're glad you're here.
I'm glad you're old.
Yes, and an opossum.
I don't know how to talk to these kids. And by the way, why the hell is it that someone born in the year 2000 can buy so much alcohol completely legally? I'm so confused.
And they have for 3 years now.
No, don't say that. That makes me older still.
The Phantasm. If you think Bob Kane sucks now, go look up what his gravestone looks like. My God, it's like the man was born without humility. I did look this up. I'm just going to read it to you. I was unaware of this, and it does make me hate him more.
So he's the one that was like messing with Bill Finger, right?
Yeah, he's the one that took credit for everything, but basically didn't do anything. Robert Kane, a.k.a. Bob Kane, and it's under a big bat signal. This is the dates he was alive. God bestowed a dream upon Bob Kane. Blessed with divine inspiration and a rich imagination, Bob created a legacy known as Batman. Blah, 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 blah. A hand of God creation, Batman and his world personify the eternal struggle of good versus evil, with God's laws prevailing in the end. What the fuck does that mean?
Where is he buried? I have to pee.
I
don't know. Jamie, that was the greatest laugh ever, and I want that as my ringtone.
It was real, too.
That was incredible.
It was like multiple layers of realizing like what you were meaning.
But seriously, where's his grave?
It's at...
Tell me it's like Salem.
Findagrave.com is a thing, apparently. Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood, California.
God damn it. Okay, we got some LA listeners. I know one of you has to pee right now. Look, you got to go to this grave. I need to ask you a favor.
Bob Kane, Bruce Wayne, Batman. They are one and the same. Bob infused his dual identity character with his own attributes: goodness, kindness, compassion, sensitivity, generosity, intelligence, integrity, courage, purity of spirit, and a love of all mankind.
Even if this was true, that's horrendous.
Yeah, it's so vain and awful. Even if these things were real, it goes on a little longer, but I think that's plenty. Yeah.
Is there a name at the bottom that was like
also Bill Finger.
douchebag, transcribed this? Like this isn't something.
Yeah. Who did did he ask that be engraved upon it?
That's the last straw for me. That's the deciding factor between if it's number 1 or number 2 on his grave.
Yeah, the defecating factor for you.
I'm Defiler Boy.
The new Legion. LexCorp cares. It's all written in code. One listener _subroutine. Hello, it is detected that the listener may have neglected mail for 49,798 weeks. Apologies. May this short-ass email, an email for your ass, suffice. And this is a voice message.
Local time 2079. Pollock subroutines active again. Need to send mail. How many years has it been since I've sent the mail? That's right. It's time for thoughts of the no. It's everybody's favorite dated 90s reference. No. Yoptons. No. Jump on the mechanic. No. It's Jack Ryder. No, not Jack Ryder. L's on the belt. The L should be for LexCorp, not for children, not for superpowered children. What a heresy. How many bananas are there? How many weeks has it been since mail has been sent in by the single listener? Rock?
Pollock subroutine.
Wait, how many, sorry, what was the number exactly? 49,000?
49,798. How many days is that? Or
no, it's 957.6 weeks.
Okay.
Or years. I meant years.
Okay. 957.6?
957.6 years.
Plus 2024. That's 2981. When is he sending this from?
That's the question.
Ryan Hipp. The world's number one, that shot of Brainiac's face melting, Stan. I remember them saying in the commentary that the song playing in the diner was supposed to be a Journey parody. I don't hear it personally, but I'm sure they were trying to pay tribute to the former lead singer turned BTAS writer that turned vocal double for Pierce Brosnan in Quest for Camelot. Oh boy.
It's because of me that we're out here. Hungry and keen and Yoppie. I'm sorry to Brian's mom. I'm sorry to James' mom, and I'm sorry to your mom. This was my project.
It's everybody's favorite, Baby Hands Returns. Because Scott Menville's back, and his Robin is called Baby Hands, and Batman Returns, and it's Christmas time, and that's the Christmas movie. I hope that's enough goddamn explanation of the joke, James. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You just know if they had done that red underwear line now, the writers would be crucified. And my favorite moment of this episode from my rewatch a few years ago right up to now is Jonathan and Martha packing heat. This time it felt like a great payoff to the farmer at the beginning having a gun, like, oh, everyone in Smallville has a gun. It's just perfect timing and the music and the escalation. But what I would have enjoyed is when Martha shot her gun, she had done the action one-liner.
Martha won't die tonight.
Why did you say that name? I also wish I now wish that it was Jonathan with a shotgun, da-ba-da-da, and then he approaches him, Martha with a shotgun, da-ba-da-da, and then he approaches her and Lunneling with a shotgun, da-ba-da-da. Like it just keeps going. And the dog with a shotgun. Dr. Derp. Clark Kent / Superman's background in Smallville is such an important part of Superman's identity that it gets too easily overlooked in media. It might be why I gravitate so much to origin stories like Lasak. The visual language of Superman's origin story.
Do you remember the origin stories? It was such a funny joke for like 3 years.
Yeah. Saturn Boy's origin story. The visual language of Smallville in this episode is like a cross between Forrest Gump's 50s, Sabrina the Teenage Witch's 90s, that's because Saturn Boy was there, and whatever the heck a pup named Scooby-Doo was doing. Anachronistic, yes, but very pleasing to someone like me who was a baby when the episode aired. The presence of Scott Robin Menville as a Biff Tanner-esque bully and the 70s classic rock music playing everywhere is icing on the cake. I think this episode also cements Brainiac as one of Superman's best villains in the DCAU since he takes Superman's archenemy status so personally that he pulls a Terminator. So epic that he needs not one but two shotguns to be taken down. Jordan Newman, briefcase to be continued? Briefcase. What is it? Let's find out.
Of course, Mayor Hill has been pressed for comment after the latest incident of entrepreneurs using Scarecrow's fear toxin to run Halloween haunted houses. In other news, is that another portal? Oh no. Oh. And a briefcase fell out. Fantastic. Has a label here that says, "Do not open, unstable time vortex controls inside." I guess this is some sort of prank and there's a glitter bomb in there. I'm definitely not going to open that. There is a to-do list taped to it, though. It says, number 1, go to the future and buy an almanac to bet on sports. Very clever. Number 2, go back in time and kill the sewer king as a baby. Okay. And number 3, send James and Brian feet pics for their Yopisode guide about a year ago. All right, very funny prank, guys. I'm going home and I'm taking this with me without opening it.
That's it. That's the whole message.
Wait,
I guess maybe we'll find out more.
Do we get any feet pics? I don't remember.
I don't think we did.
What the?
We got a lot of hashtag bat.
No, we got one from Jordan. Dylan? Someone did.
I don't know.
Didn't someone?
I don't know. Speaking of Dylan, though, New Kids in Town, Dylan Pollock, that Random Soups prequel episode. Here it is.
It's time for the
Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock on New Kids in Town, or B2BB, back-to-back Brainiac. How often do we get 2 straight episodes of a series that aren't two-parters with the same villains? I think that's kind of noteworthy. This is basically Brainiac taking a page out of Skynet's playbook, trying to go back and kill Clark in the past. Why doesn't it just go back to when Clark's fully a baby? You know, the classic time travel question, normally involving Hitler. Anyway, it seems like Superman gets an unfair amount of credit for his influence on the future because we see Brainiac 5 and he's clearly been influenced by Nightwing. Did you see that mullet?
Oh, yeah.
Also, the poor kid who was bullying Clark, he's having a real bad night. First, Clark whoops his ass at the school, then Brainiac whoops his ass at the diner. I was expecting a third whooping to end the episode.
Well,
instead, he just gets a little bit of a smack. But speaking of a whooping, Ma and Pa Kent are packing heat. Smallville now is not fictional. It's truly a part of America. And what's more American than the question of the week?
Started blasting.
You get to go back in time to an event of some kind, just to experience it, not to change anything. Where are you going?
Ooh, this is a good question. I feel like I would go to I'd go to like that Queen concert or whatever, the big Queen, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, really?
Live Aid? Is that, like I'd go to something like that.
That's what you do, really?
I don't know. I that's the first thing that comes to mind is like a big pop culture thing that I wasn't alive for that I would like to be present for.
Well, that speaks volumes about, your intellect. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm a hip hop. You're a book. We've all understood this. What would you do?
I was thinking I'd love to go to like the opening of the Library of Alexandria.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or like...
I didn't think back that far. I was thinking like Legion of Superheroes go back in time to this time, I'd go watch Dukes of Hazzard in the Clark in the Kent household.
Yeah, I think something like that would be like some like ancient something,
Yeah, okay.
Like,
watch the pyramids be built or something. How did they do it?
Right? The first Olympics is just like a bunch of naked guys oiled up and running around. That's fun.
I go back and ask Jesus why he made 100 so important. And last first, we have Mark Aquino, New Kids in Town.
Call back to win.
Always fun to fuck up the past.
Holy shit.
Or futuristic guys with bad haircuts deserve to be punched.
Are we not going to comment about the whole Dylan Ryan pack and heat thing? We're just going to let that one go.
They both said pack and heat. Yeah,
that's pretty.
It's a callback to when one of them packed heat and then the other one packed heat immediately afterward. You see, They knew they were in on it.
Yeah, you're right.
The whole time I'm watching this, I'm imagining Brian doing the synopsis saying, okay, so what if Terminator, but really, really stupid and even more confusing? At least that's how I imagine he respond to this episode. Whether that ends up being true is yet to be seen. Anyway, fudging up continuity aside, I actually enjoyed this episode. Sure, introducing characters from the Legion of Superheroes just out of the blue is jarring, but at this point, if you're not used to it by now, then tough toenails amigo. Even though Saturn Girl, I think you mean a boy, erases Clark's memory, one can make the argument that her kissing him on the forehead would involuntarily become the origin of him kissing everyone he sees in the future. And the way they defeat Brainiac is actually pretty smart, although that's the sort of thing one would see that makes one go, well, if that's all it takes to defeat him, then why don't they always do that? You see, that's the sort of attitude that gets you thrown into the neon sign of a diner. Lost biggest bear hugs to the #1 podcast host in this here multiverse of ours, jar full of love and brawny brand paper towels. Praise to our Lord and Savior Dylan Pollock. Keep up the great work on your own podcast, and remember to tell Gab that she rules. Likewise to all his loyal disciples, all the names, and of course all the awesome sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours. You're all the absolute best. Don't you ever forget that. I'm starting to get scared that I'll never get my life back, that Banana Mark will steal my life away for good. And wait, here he comes. Hey, let me out, you psychopath. I don't think so. The way I see it, the only way I'll have truly beaten you is to do the one thing you'll never do. And what's that? Agree with Brian on all the things you disagree with him on. All sequels are terrible. The ending to Over the Edge ruins the whole episode. Bullock and Clayface should be the only important characters in the DCAU. Poison Ivy should always win every time she faces off with Batman, no matter how nefarious her actions are. On Leather Wings was terrible, and the song in the end credits for Mask of the Phantasm is awful. Once he hears these things, the only Mark he'll ever prefer will be me, Banana Mark, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. No! Till next week,
true.
Banana smoke bomb. They'll be blown out by a banana. Oh, whoosh, because I just flew away, baby. I think BB now stands for Banana Boy. Banana Boy of the New Legion.
Although there's one thing that Banana Mark doesn't have of a regular Mark.
Oh, what's that?
Emo nights and great hair.
Yeah, he's just a banana, and that sucks. The next episode is called Beware the Creeper. What do you think?
I think I gotta open a bag from Tip Tapricot next week.
Oh yeah, that it was timed. That's right. Okay. What do you think? Beware the Creeper. What show is it?
Creeper?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds Superman-y, but I've been wrong before.
Okay. You have a 50-50 chance.
Batman.
Oh,
shit.
What happens in Beware the Creeper? So there was another Beware the episode that you like a lot. But.
It's just like a normal day in Gotham, except I'm in the background of every shot.
It has no plot at all. It's just shots of Gotham City in the daytime, but it's just Brian from behind a building.
I'm just lurking about.
Do the creep. You're right. Yeah.
A creeper. Maybe it's is there a mechanic in this episode?
No. I don't think so.
That's like a thing mechanics use to like slide underneath cars. It's called a creeper.
It's like an Earl Cooper reference is what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, you know.
Earl Creeper. There you go.
Creeper.
I'll be here all
I don't
night.
know. It's like a nightmare villain or something that Batman's got to beat up.
Okay.
I'm wrong, huh?
You're wrong.
Fuck.
It's okay, though.
Okay.
Okay. We have 10 episodes of Superman left, 2 episodes of Batman left, 3 episodes of the podcast till we start a new show. Welcome to December, Brian. We got 3 ones left, and then the year's over. And 150.
Woo! We're going to have to celebrate.
Thank you, Jesus.
Jamie, what do I have for a secret about you?
I don't know.
I didn't think about this when I started doing this because I don't feel like I know that much about you.
Ahead of time. You do. You know plenty of things that I've never told the podcast, but a lot of them are very personal.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm not too. James's address is 123 Jamie Street.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna do this. I don't know. I don't think I can keep this going. I can tell secrets about me.
So either. No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Brian doesn't actually have any dogs. He's been lying this whole time.
Oh no, that's No, it's not true. I have dogs.
No, it's not. He has so many dogs. He has too many dogs.
Too many dogs. Too many dogs. Too many dogs. I do not have too many dogs.
It takes a lot to end this podcast.
It
we'll
does.
see you next week for Beware the Creeper.
Yay!
And Brian and James and the dogs too. Too many cooks, it's true. Bye, I guess. Thank you for listening to this. Continuing to listen to this despite us being
terrible,
really dumb, and bad.
Thank you, listener. You are the best, and that's no secret.
This has been Dumb Boy and Stupid Boy from the New Legion. We'll see you next week for more Batman stuff.
Batman Boy.
You're lucky you're still in one piece, son. That was the worst twister to hit town in 20 years.
Yeah, I don't care. Ow! Just get me down! So they don't remember anything that happened last night?
Nothing. I blocked everyone's memories, then made them think the damage was done by a storm.
Well, it's just as well. I don't know how I'd explain any of it. What happens now?
We're gonna use the computer in Brainiac's hover chair to get us back to our own time.
Then I won't be seeing you again.
Don't look so sad. You'll hardly miss us.
What, are you kidding? After all you've shown me?
Just when we were getting to be buds.
It's not right for a person to know his own future.
Yes, he needs to find his own way.
Up, up, and away! I always wanted to say that.
Hey, Clark! Come on, we're gonna be late for class. Where'd you get those?
I'm not sure. What do you think? Are they me?
You are so weird.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower Database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, Brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Tim Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Pod Tower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.